Hey everyone, today we're making a delicious puff pastry baked pear with a wonderful coffee caramel sauce. So first thing you need to do is you need to get your pears to sit flat. So we're gonna go ahead and cut the bottoms off these pears so they rest flat. Then we're gonna peel them. So you have all your pears resting flat, peel them, go ahead and remove the peel from all of them. You can leave them on, this is just a personal preference. I like them without the peel, but if you're feeling lazy, leave that peel on. And then as you're doing this, you wanna take each pear and transfer it into water with some lemon juice in it. This will prevent the pear from oxidizing and turning brown. By the way, a little thing about pears. So pears actually don't ripen on the tree. They're actually picked when they're mature, but not ripe. So when you bring them home, if you want to make pears really, really nice and delicious and ripe, you want to not put them in the fridge. They need to ripen at room temperature. It'll take them a couple days. You can speed that up, put them in a brown paper bag with an apple or a banana. They'll ripen faster. Once they're ripe, you can put them back in the fridge. But here's the thing you need to know. When you're testing a pear for ripeness, you wanna take your thumb and press on the very neck of the pear. So not the bottom part, but on the neck, because that's gonna ripen faster because there's less meat there, right? So press on the neck, and if it nudges, if it gives a little bit with any pressure, it's ripe and ready to go. Your pears are peeled, they're in the water with lemon juice, not turning brown. You wanna set that oven temperature to 400 degrees, get it nice and hot. Now we're gonna start prepping our puff pastry. So just take the puff pastry, lay it out on a floured surface, and then taking a pizza cutter, this is the easiest way to do it. Take a pizza cutter and just roll with the pizza cutter, cutting about 1/3 inch strips. Take those 1/3 inch thick strips and you're just gonna start at the bottom of the pear and just wrap it around the pear the whole way. Just keep wrapping around. And if the dough is not sticking enough, you can just wet it a little bit to make it stick to itself, and just make sure the whole pear is covered. By the way, this recipe is from my book Made with Coffee that I did with my good friend Casey, and we used Phil's coffee and made all of these delicious things. There'll be a link to this in the show notes, but I just wanna point that out. But you're getting this delicious, like you actually see, this one's on the cover. They made the cover. So it's a really, really great recipe. It's a little bit of a labor intensive recipe, but it's worth it. So wrap the pear fully with the puff pastry. You're gonna do that to every single pear. Put every pear, once it's wrapped, on a baking sheet. So they're a couple inches apart. You want them a couple inches apart because the pastry is gonna puff up and you just want some room for it to bake. Put it in the oven and let it bake for about 45 minutes until it gets really nice golden brown around all of the dough. A little bit of a pro tip, if you don't, like the top of the pear will cook faster than the bottom of the pear when it comes to the puff pastry because it is just, thinner up there and closer to the heat source for a lot of ovens. You can put a little bit of tinfoil over the top to have it cook at an even pace and have a nice golden brown around the whole pear. So now we're gonna make our coffee caramel sauce. This is really super easy and you can just do it while the pears are baking. Add your half and half to a small sauce pot. You're gonna add in your ground coffee and just warm that half and half to infuse the half and half with the coffee. Once the half and half has been, it'll start to look like coffee, really, really watered down coffee, but once it starts to turn brown and that flavor is infused, you wanna take the liquid out, strain out the coffee grounds and put the coffee infused half and half back into the sauce pot. You're gonna add in your butter and add in your brown sugar. A little thing about brown sugar here. So if you don't know the difference between light and dark brown sugar, it's really just the molasses. So when sugar cane is processed, that molasses is included in the sugar. Really refined granulated sugar has none of that molasses, but the brown sugar, they actually include that molasses. And light brown sugar just has less of that molasses than the dark brown sugar. That's the only real difference. Thing about brown sugar, store it in a dry, cool place, airtight container, away from heat, dry, cool place. It lasts forever. If it bricks up, it's okay. Just put it in the microwave on 10-second intervals with a wet paper towel. Not too long, you don't want the sugar to melt. And you can just do that until it breaks up. So that's how you store and use brown sugar. We're gonna mix that all together and just till it's all nice and combined, the butter melts, the sugar is completely incorporated into the half and half. And then once that happens, bring that up to a low simmer. Let the mixture simmer. You don't want it to boil too much. You just want it like a low simmer and cook it for about 5 minutes. Don't overly stir it. You can swish it around in the pan a little bit, but don't stir it too much. You don't want the caramel to like crystallize, so over stirring it can cause that. After you've simmered it for about 5 minutes, turn off the heat, add in your vanilla extract. By the way, always use real vanilla extract. Real vanilla extract will actually last indefinitely, And the imitation stuff will only last about 5 years past the best by date. So it's just, the real stuff is better and it lasts longer. So you get more of your money's worth. So add in that vanilla, add in just a little bit of salt, mix that together, and then remove the caramel from heat. Okay, so our caramel is done and our pears are ready too. So when you take them out of the oven, just carefully transfer them to a plate and then just drizzle some of that coffee caramel on the plate, over the pear, over yourself, over a friend, whatever. It's delicious. You will love it so, so much. You can just make the caramel on your own if you want to. Anyway, that's how you make these amazing puff pastry baked pears with a coffee caramel sauce. Be sure to check out my book. There's a link in the show notes. And hey, if you like to cook like I do, I release new videos every single week, so please subscribe. If there's something that you want to see, just drop a comment down below. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time.